when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning and welcome to the Tobago Updates Morning Show. Today is Thursday, the 19th of March 2026. And guess what, viewers? Today is the last working day of the week. Yes, tomorrow is a vacation, tomorrow is a holiday. And we know you all are all going to have your plans for the long weekend. I'm joined in the studio by the lovely... Firstly, do you all know that Renessa is not her first name? No. Her first name has changed. It is now the lovely Renessa Ortiz. Good morning and welcome, Renessa.
Good morning, Akilabi. I was going to say, why are you lying to the viewers? But we could work with that. Good morning, viewers. Welcome back to another episode of Tobago Updates Morning Show. It's good to be in studio here this morning, and I hope you have a vibrant day today. And as Akilabi said, it's the last working day of the week. Tomorrow is the holiday. We have a long weekend ahead, and we hope that you spend it wisely and with your loved ones in a safe manner.
Yes, viewers, we have some very interesting conversations for you all this morning. It's more on the lighter side of things. We're not getting too heavy into anything like crime or politics or anything like that. But before we can even tell you what we're going to discuss this morning, we head on over to our news in 90 seconds.
Thank you, Akinlabi. THA job placement promises for the disabled ahead of World Down Syndrome Day. URP Tobago tackles food security and a major holiday for the Muslim community. Your news in 90 seconds starts now for Thursday, March 19th, 2026. Together Against Loneliness was the powerful theme at yesterday's World Down Syndrome Day conference held at Magdalena Grand. Hosted by the Down Syndrome Family Network, the event brought together advocates, families, and officials to push for better integration in schools and the workplace. Secretary of Community Development and Social Protection, Ian Pollard, reaffirmed the Chief Secretary's 2023 commitment to job placement for disabled this fiscal year and promised to address it at their Executive Council meeting later today. URP Tobago is moving beyond traditional projects to help put food on the table. Assistant Regional Supervisor Roland Murray says the unit is currently cultivating several acres of land to boost local production of staples like cassava and sweet potato. Secretary of Infrastructure Natisha Charles Pantin joined workers in the field, stating that using URP labor for agriculture is a key pillar in the island's strategy for food security and reducing the import bill. Finally, tomorrow, March 20th, Tobago joins the global community in celebrating Eid al-Fitr, representing 0.5% of the island's population. Tobago's Muslim community will mark the end of the holy month of Ramadan with prayers and acts of charity. The air and seaports are expecting a holiday influx as families travel to reunite for the festivities. That was your news in 90 seconds. Tune in again at 6:30 p.m. for our full newscast.
Thank you very much, Renessa, for that news in 90 seconds. And we see some good news coming out of the THA when they're trying to secure that, build out some food security, actually. What do you think of that initiative?
I think it's a great initiative, utilizing our European workers for food security. We know in the morning when we're passing, we see them tending to the landscape on the roadways as we get to and from work. And I think it would be a great opportunity for them to also get in with their green thumb a bit more in terms of producing all local foods. I know we have significantly decreased the amount of exports that we do with all food here, especially when it comes to our agriculture, and putting Tobago back on that food map. I know a long time we had a lot of the older folks talking about Tobago feeding Trinidad and stuff like that. So when we have European workers now being put into that, a part of that initiative where we're going to secure food for our future and our generations to come, I think it's a great initiative.
Yeah, and one of the things with the URP, I know URP has come in for its criticisms over the years, but you know, of the past 8 years or so, there has been a real concerted effort by the Tobago House of Assembly to really put the Europe into full use. And we've seen this expanded set of skills that the Europe has. We've seen them making benches for schools.
Yes.
I know they're dabbling into to agriculture and that kind of thing. And it's really good to see that the workers within the program are being utilized their full capacity.
Yeah, indeed. And we can also see some of those creative skills being turned into businesses. We're always talking about the economy developing.
Yes.
When we have our European workers, not only just in the agriculture field, and as you said, they do the woodworking and stuff as well. Some of these individuals would potentially be able to pass on this trade or this skill to our young people, further investing in the human resource, not just Trinidad and Tobago, but especially here for Tobago.
In other news, Eid ul-Fitr is tomorrow. It's a long weekend. What are your plans, Vanessa?
I have work.
Really?
Yes, I have work. I intend to use this weekend productively.
Yes.
I intend to use this weekend very productively. Maybe I might get a little bit of free time to do something, but that looks very unlikely. What are your plans?
For me, I do plan to do some work as well. But there are a couple activities on Saturday I think I want to participate in. I want to get
Is
out
this the Sherburne Road?
This is the Sherburne Road walk, the TTPS
Yes.
walk, as well as there's a boxing card on Saturday night outside the Portmore car park.
Right.
And I think the boxing card is free. So you could come down and see some of Tobago's young talent really show the island what they can do, and they work towards perhaps being world-class boxers in the future.
Indeed, and really expanding Tobago's
entertainment
yes. segment.
Things to do. All right, viewers, it's that time of the morning to celebrate with those who are celebrating with us. It's time for our birthday shoutouts. Yes, here at Tobago Updates. Whatever you're celebrating, we want to celebrate with you, and we kick things off by saying happy birthday to Miss Nevia Isaac. Happy birthday to you, Miss Nevia Isaac. God's richest blessings. Today is a special day. Today is the day that you came upon this earth and you blessed us all with your presence. We see you glowing in that beautiful, is that blue? Is that purple?
That is royal blue.
That is royal blue. So you are royal, Miss Isaac, and we pray that you have an excellent day today. You enjoy it to the max, and you keep God close to you in everything that you do.
Up next, we have the beautiful Lenora Clark. Happy birthday to you from us here at Tobago Updates family. We hope that today is filled with lots of joy. It is calm, it's relaxing, it's reflective, and that you really take this time to look towards what you want this year to look like. And I hope that you spend it with those who love, cherish, and appreciate you.
And finally, we say happy birthday to Mr. Kyle Joseph. Mr. Joseph, this fella here is a very dynamic person, you know. This fella here is a very dynamic person. When he's in his high school days, he was known as a real athlete, a footballer, and a runner. He's now, I know he does do some farming now, and he also has a track and field club. I think he does have a track and field club. He's been doing a lot in the Tobago space. We wish him a very, very, very happy birthday. We pray God's richest blessings upon him, and we pray that everything that he set his mind and his heart to in this upcoming year and years to come, he's going to succeed, and he's going to be an immense blessing to Tobago.
Indeed.
Yes, viewers. Whatever you're celebrating, we want to celebrate with you here at Tobago Updates, whether it's a birthday, an anniversary, a graduation, whatever you're celebrating, send information to us, and Tobago, Trinidad, the Caribbean, and the wider world will celebrate with you. Vanessa, what do we have on the rundown this morning?
Now, Akinlabi, before we came to the rundown this morning, you spoke about our conversations this morning being very light. So we have Sangeeta Rambaran, that's the marketing manager of Sofa Factory TT. Tobago, we are here. That is the topic this morning. We're here to talk about what they have in store for us at Sofa Factory in their branch here in Tobago. We have Ndubisi Hall. Did I pronounce that name correctly, Akinlabi?
Maybe, or it could be Ndubisi, I'm not sure.
We'll get
it. We'll get it.
He's the event host, Above Average Fitness, and we're talking about National Triathlon. And last but certainly not least, we have Leah Armstrong. Carol. This is the Sisterhood of the Traveling Picnics. Have you ever heard about it?
I have heard about it. I had a friend, well, two friends. They went to the last event. They enjoyed themselves, and I think they're looking forward to this next one coming up.
So the topic is the Tobago Cake Picnic. I've had some co-workers mention it to me at work.
Right.
They were asking if I was interested.
You sound like you want to go. You sound
But that's what we have in store for you viewers this morning on the rundown here at Tobago Updates.
All right, viewers, we want to thank you for staying with us, whether it's on our Facebook Live or YouTube channel. 102 on AMPLIA, 121 or 130 on Flow, or 33 on digital. Whether you're in Tobago, Trinidad, the Caribbean, or the wider world, we want to thank you for making Tobago Updates Tobago's #1 television station. And we ask you to do us a favor. Share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back after these messages.
Trinidad, Tobago, and abroad. Your chance to drive away in a brand new SUV is still on. The BHS Centennial Raffle has been extended to Thursday, 30th April 2026. And that's not all. Prizes include travel for two to Miami and Curacao, Tobago staycation, iPhones, computers, smart TVs, and more. Tickets still only $100. Get yours at selected outlets or at islandetickets.com. Details at bishopstobago100.com/raffle.
We get ready as the Conby Mount Pleasant Community Council brings to you their Easter Sport and Family Day. On Monday, 6th April, Easter Monday, we transform the Mount Pleasant recreational grounds. We kick off with track and field events, novelty races, Easter bonnet competition, the Greasy Pole Challenge, and the highly anticipated William Woods Premier Goat Racing Classic. Huge prizes to be won, and we can't forget the Kids Corner with rides and bouncy castles. At 7 p.m., it's an after party and stage show by popular artists and DJs. Grounds tickets cost $60 for adults and $30 for kids 5 to 12 years. Pavilion tickets cost $100 and children under 5 years are free. So register early for races. Check out Conby Mount Pleasant Community Council on Facebook. 474-4661. 474-4661 for more details. Live performance by the 2026 National Calypso Monarch Queen, Terry Lyons.
I need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing.
Hop, hop, hip hooray. Easter money's on its way. Some bunnies getting a great rate today. Looking for a rate that's bright and sunny? Hop on down for some Easter money. 1% interest through and through. Because we see you at BCU. Apply for a 1% Easter loan and let's hatch something great together. Hop, hop, hip hooray. Easter money's on its way.
I think part of the problem we have, and this is not unique to cardiology, but this concept of checkup is going for review. So for example, women are probably better at, they have the mammogram, they have the pap smear, an older patient may have a schedule with a healthcare clinic. So a lot of people in their 30s and their 40s and their 50s don't think of our healthcare as being part of a proactive thing. So they're waiting for something to happen, then go to the doctor.
Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV on this station.
Somebody get the phone, go on the telephone.
Tobago, it's Carnival. The event space formerly
formerly known as Shade, for the court Tobago, said, let's celebrate Carnival. Bring your coolers every Friday and Saturday, starting from Friday the 30th of January till Carnival week, and pay $50 at the door with your cooler all night. No ice, no chaser allowed. Top DJ and artists passing through every Friday and Saturday. To pre-book your cabanas, call 369-6414 and 394-3612 or email iwang@gmail.com. And this promotion is going on until Easter. Gates open at 9 p.m. It's rum, it's bacchanal. Bring your coolers and come.
Been down this road before. All that left is rum and bacchanal. This is carnival.
Coming up, another show-stopping performance from the Republic Bank Exeter Steel Orchestra as Antigua and Barbuda got ready for its own fiesta of color and energy. New ideas for Tobago tourism delivered at the Youth Congress. This highly rated property fits in perfectly with the vacation offerings of St. Kitts and Nevis, where the future of travel was laid out. It's all next on this station.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome back, viewers, to the Tobago Updates morning show. And we have in studio here with us Miss Sangeeta Rambaran, who is the marketing manager of Sofa Factory TT. And she's here to talk about Tobago. We are here. Sofa Factory TT is here in Tobago. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, good morning.
So, Ms. Rambaran, just tell us firstly a little bit about Sofa Factory before we get into the interview.
So Sofa Factory was born out of the desire to make something different in the furniture community. So we started with selling customizable sofas. What that means is anywhere you go, in the Sofa Factory, because we have 3 branches, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we wanted to prioritize Tobago, so this is actually our 3rd branch. You are able to walk in and see pieces, but choose what you want. So you're no longer confined to a 3-to-1 set and you have to buy the whole set. Mm-hmm. Because all of our living room spaces are so different. Let's say you want 2 chairs out of that and 1 love seat. You can get that. There's nowhere else in Trinidad and Tobago that you could do that. Also, let's say you're looking for a blue set. You only see in brown and grays because that's what's trending. We have tons of fabrics to choose from, and the fabrics also come with their own features. So it's a lot of different options you have customization wise, because we want to give you a new experience in Trinidad and Tobago. A lot of what we have experience wise the beaches, movies. We're trying to say, hey, we have a new retail experience for you. And this is what we're about. We're expanding into new items, but this is what Sofa Factory was born to bring into Trinidad and Tobago to do.
Now, in terms of the customization, viewers would want to know how long does it take for customization to really be put in place or implemented for their orders, right? As well as apart from the sofas that you have in terms of customizing and choosing which pieces that you want, what else do you have to offer in store?
Right. It takes about 4 to 6 weeks in non-peak time. So you'd find, when we say non-peak and peak, you know, around Diwali, Christmas time, you tend to want to renovate and do a little more. So because of the amount of orders, we help persons by saying 6 to 8 weeks around that period of time. So later half of the year. This half of the year, it's 4 to 6 weeks approximately. Yeah.
And well, you already got into like what makes Sofa Factory different from other persons.
Yes.
But just give persons an idea of what are the other services they want to get into?
Sure. So we have introduced wardrobes, we have introduced vanity sets and luxury shower panels. Now these things you have to come into the store to experience it, because quality is something that you know it by touch, you know it by feel. Our pictures and videos on our social media platforms, they give a really good idea. But when you see it in person, we always get the, wow, there's the quality we were looking for, we didn't know where to get. So we're trying to bring that experience, expand it then. So the wardrobes, they are, let me see, they are also customizable. So are you all familiar with, you know, the IKEA wardrobes where you could pick and choose, you want drawers here, you would like shelves there, but it's not to say that you have a woodworker come in to build everything from scratch. So it makes it more affordable while getting that customization experience. That's the idea behind the wardrobes and everything else that we do.
So you're talking about vanities here, and it's kind of personal, right? Sometimes you buy vanities, you build them out, you install them in your bathroom and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And they start to peel up, and as soon as they start to get wet, they start to peel up and break apart and shred.
Yeah.
Are you fixing that problem?
You won't have that problem. So it is made with acacia wood and solid slab stones. So like I said, the quality, you're not getting thin pieces of wood that peel over time that just has plastic stuck onto it for the style of it. This is real wood you're dealing with. So the longevity of all of the items that we offer, that's why we say quality, but we offer it in an affordable way. Yeah.
Thank you so much for highlighting that, because I think a lot of customers and viewers who are looking on right now, when we buy items and maybe you decide you're going to build that up for yourself and stuff like that, usually probably within 2 to 3 months you look back at that piece of furniture that you bought, there's the peeling, as Akinlabi mentioned. So thank you so much for putting that out there. And we're going a bit into the March Madness sale. Tell the viewers and the viewership, what exactly is the March Madness sale, what can they expect, and things to look forward to at Sofa Factory TT.
Okay, so March Madness is one of the biggest sales we have at Sofa Factory for the year. So now is the time to go and really get in and experience. You get up to 20% off select furniture to customize, and we also have some stock deals available. So deals from as low as 4,000. So this set here that's showing is actually 4,000 at the moment, and there are a lot of other sets in stock. But the beauty of it, you see how you're seeing the blue fabric behind this? Let's say you want this same 3-to-1 set in that blue fabric. You can then say, hey, I'd like this in this fabric. Now, of course, the price varies for customization, but it is 50% down and 50% when completed. So I like to say it gives people a 2 months interest-free way to kind of be able to pay out. Yeah.
And when we're talking here about, I like the fact that you're doing this type of customizations and that kind of thing, but it seems to me that you all are really building out to become a full-fledged home store, home outlet.
That's the goal. That's the goal. As I said, this is the new way to experience furniture. It's a new way to shop. You're no longer confined to, this is what we have, so pick what you have. You now are in a position where you have the power as, you know, the consumer to say, I like this, I want this, and what else do you have for me? Our fabrics, some of the performance fabrics we have, so we have standard polyester, which is really strong, and industry standard, but we have something called performance fabric. Let's say you like to host parties, or you're a clumsy person, or you could be the two, and coffee spill on your sofa. We actually have ads showing we could spill coffee on those performance fabrics, and it rolls off instead of going in.
Right.
What that does for you is it gives you a better reaction time. Because of that reaction time, we say it's very stain resistant, a lot of the materials. So you have that feature there. Is also, some of them are also pet friendly, in that because of that stain resistance and the resistance to fur and all of those things, it makes it easier to clean. So we try to bring a lot of convenience to you with all of the sofas that we offer. Yeah.
So are you telling me if I purchase a white sofa set from you, and I'm a clumsy person, but I really just love white furniture,
Yeah.
and I have this performance fabric, I am in luck because Sofa Factory TT has the option for me to choose performance fabrics for my white sets.
Yes.
And thank you so much.
Yes,
So
and
viewers,
beige
if you are
is
wondering,
trending.
because I know there are people who love white furniture.
Yes.
But in terms of maybe having a lot of kids at home or family that's always visiting in and out,
Yeah.
when it comes to white furniture, they dirty really, really quickly.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
But we want to go into your location because I think by now the viewers want to know where they can find you. Tell us where in Tobago Sofa Factory TT is located.
Near the TRHA, so Montessori Drive on Glen Road. Really easy to find us. Yeah.
Okay. And I'm seeing something here. You're talking about a 50% off luxury shower panels. Talk a little bit about that.
So one of the deals this month is you buy any vanity set and you get a shower panel, a luxury shower panel, 50% off. So I'm not sure if you would have browsed our social media pages and stuff, but those shower panels is not just a nice shower head. It's a full panel, a full body experience. You basically put your whole spa inside there. So yeah, see the expression you have with me there.
I need to see some videos. I have to go and now that you're talking about your social media handles, just give us your social media handles so that persons could go and see this shower panel because it's sounding real nice.
It's Sofa Factory TT. On all platforms, so Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. We even recently put a WhatsApp channel as well. The WhatsApp channel will have exclusive deals and maybe the best place to get the most updates. You know, TikTok is very video friendly, video heavy, so we give you that in-person live experience on TikTok, so you really see how big these things are in comparison to yourself. And you will get an idea of what we're talking about with respect to those shower panels.
Now tell us about your opening times. I'm seeing that you guys are open on all upcoming holidays, including Eid. So tell us a bit about that.
So Eid and Shout Out Baptist Day, we are open. We're really trying to give you all of the days for the March Madness opportunity. Because as I said, it's one of the biggest sales apart from when you get closer to Christmas time. So it really is the time to come in, visit us. And Tobago, because we are here, because we want to grow in Tobago, you know, let us see you and we will show you the best deals that we have to offer. It runs until the 31st of March. The hours Monday to Friday 9 to 5 and on Saturdays 9 to 2. Yeah.
So I don't want to keep you too much longer, but we talk about wardrobe customization.
Yes. Yeah.
That's basically like joinery, right? Does it extend into kitchen customizations as well?
We haven't gotten there yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're now introducing the wardrobes to the market. What I can tell you though is that these wardrobes, they could work for a very small space in a bedroom, or if you have a small room that you want to transform into a closet, because of the ability to add and remove pieces. And the ability to choose is about 5 different selections you could choose from, with a different amount of cubbies, different amount of shelving, the rack space, and all of these things. We have an accessory drawer, which is really cool for you guys with watches. You know, we thought of the men, which are often overlooked in home stores. So, you know, we have a lot to offer, but some things you can't experience on social media, you can't experience through a screen. You have to see in person. So we try to be located in a very convenient location in Tobago, and we're just trying to get the word out there. Come check us.
Now, Sangeeta, I want to thank you so much for coming on this morning, sharing with us about Sofa Factory TT and your branch opening here in Tobago. We wish you guys all continued success, and that opening here in Tobago would be a fulfilling experience, not just for you guys, but for the customers as well.
Thank you. I hope so too.
All right, viewers, we have to go for a short break, but when we come back, we continue our conversations. And up next, we have NWBC Hall, who is an Event Above Average Fitness, the owner of Event Above Average Fitness, and is going to be talking about National Triathlon. So do us a favor. Share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back after these messages.
Our world is filled with rhythm. Rhythm that's unapologetic, infectious, timeless. Rhythm is commitment in action. It's how we show up for each other with unrelenting support that goes the distance. Rhythm lives in the tiny beats of our most intimate moments and the seismic roars of our biggest achievements. Rhythm is resilience in motion. So even when things go out of sync, we do what it takes to bring the rhythm back. At Flow, we understand your rhythm because we live it. That's why we're dedicated to building a network as resilient as you, with a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You're at the heart of everything we do, and our commitment is to keep your rhythm flowing, no matter what.
In a world where our health defines our future and the Caribbean stands on the front lines of climate change, rising NCDs and global challenges, knowledge becomes our greatest defense. Caribbean Medical TV is your guide on the journey to wellness and insight, featuring our region's own doctors, nurses, climate specialists and medical institutions. From physical well-being to the emotional and mental balance we all deserve. Caribbean Medical TV empowers you because building a healthier future isn't just a regional goal, it's a global responsibility. In the Caribbean, vitality isn't just a goal, it's a way of living. Connect with the region through knowledge, hope, and the power of Caribbean resilience on Caribbean Medical TV, where awareness becomes power. Join the conversation, join the movement. Be viewing Season 4 of Caribbean Medical TV right here on this station.
Welcome to Tobago Glass Supplies Limited, where innovation meets excellence and service reigns supreme. Our commitment is simple: to provide high-quality, innovative aluminum, vinyl, and glass solutions for both commercial and residential spaces. At TGSL, we don't just meet needs, we exceed expectations. Our range includes the finest aluminum cladding options, setting new standards in durability and style. Driven by our passion to elevate, we aim to be the leading supplier in the Caribbean market while retaining our identity as a family-owned business. Because at Tobago Glass Supplies Limited, it's not just about products. It's about relationships, it's about you. Innovation, quality, service. That's Tobago Glass Supplies Limited.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Viewers, welcome back to Tobago Updates. We're talking all things sweet at this moment. We're here with Leah Armstrong Kewal. She is talking about the sisterhood of traveling picnics, but we're going specifically into the Tobago Cake Picnic. Good morning and welcome to you.
Good morning and good morning, Tobago. So I am Leah Armstrong Kewal, owner and founder of the Sisterhood of the Traveling Picnics, and I would say co-founder of the official Tobago Cake Picnic.
Now, for viewers hearing about the Tobago Cake Picnic for the first time, tell them what exactly is the experience about.
So the Tobago Cake Picnic is basically bringing together of the entire community of Tobago, but specifically bakers, but also persons that love cake, right? But this time around, we have decided to extend into all bakers in general. So it's not just cake, it's any type of pastry, if you do any type of donuts, brownies, even if you make something by hand, smoothies, natural drinks, you are welcome as well.
All right, so is this the first event that you're having in Tobago?
No, so the first one that we had would have been in November 2025, and that was really successful. We had a good amount of persons attend, lots of cake. We were eating cake for days, maybe some weeks after that event. It was really amazing with lots of great professional bakers from across Tobago. Even some persons from Trinidad would have attended, and this event is really just a bringing together, bridging the gap, I would say, of the professionals and the persons who just love sweets, treats, and supporting that, having that community vibe.
So, just explain to us like the format of the event. How does the event work in terms of person just buy a ticket and they come and eat all the cake?
Well, it's two things. There is a ticket, right? That is $100. That is for the entry. That is to cover the basic things that you would need, you know, the location, etc., etc. But your entry is a cake, or as well at this time around, a sweet treat. So you must enter with something. It's like a potluck, something like that. You know, everybody brings these things and then they share it. So everybody gets a piece of someone's sweet treat, someone's story, someone's creativity. You go around the table and you cut from each person's cake, or you take one of, because a lot of persons this time say they're going to bring cookies, donuts, and things like that. So you get to try a lot of persons' creations. And this time we decided to say the inspiration is creative fantasy. So we're hoping that a lot of creative cakes and treats will come forth from this event as well. So everybody gets a box. And with the box, you get, I don't want to say really set a time, but you get to go around hundreds of, you know, items, and you get to take a piece from each person's until it's all finished.
Now, the flyer tells us the location is in Cano Bay, and it's also where you hosted the first Tobago Cake Picnic. Tell us about the atmosphere and the experience, why you chose to go back to Cano Bay again this year.
Persons truly loved Cano Bay because of the scenery, the space. A lot of persons were able to watch the sun go down. So imagine eating your cake, drinking your wine or juice, water, and you're just looking at the sunset. It was very photogenic as well. So persons were able to take photos, because we try to have that element as well, where it's a memory that you can have forever. So it's not just cake. You're here with your friends, you come with your group, and you have that photogenic space as well. And Cano Bay does have great facilities. It has the washrooms, it has a kitchen, so persons who have more softer items can keep it, you know, in the freezer and things like that. So it's a great location that we truly support, because they also truly support me in my business in the Sister of the Traveling Picnics. We have a lot of great picnics there. It's a beautiful location with so much potential.
So, Cano Bay is a large space.
Yes.
But I don't know if you're catering for 1,000 people to come to the cake picnic.
I told this time around I have a team, right? And I told the team that if we get 1,000 people, that would be amazing, right?
Okay.
it has this space because we also have on the flyers usually that you bring your own blanket, right? Because you have to remember that it's not just a cake event, it's a picnic, right? So you bring your blanket, and a lot of great community was built last time where persons were able to share blankets who didn't bring. I of course provided blankets from my business, but of course we have a limit, right? So we are aiming, if we said this time 100, 200 persons, that is a realistic figure for us. Persons can have their fill. As I told you, we were eating cake for weeks after this event. There were persons who even reached out to me after who, we weren't able to try their cake, and I still got cake from them as well. So after this, you're able to enjoy community space, the aesthetics, and a great experience. And I say Canube is a great space to have all of that community. Now, space that persons can have their own little, and everything, and still have the community vibes too.
So we're not just eating cake, we're enjoying the sweets that everyone brought. Tell us about the games and the entertainment on the day.
Right. So we definitely plan to have a lot of interactive games. Persons have reached out to us to actually give us games for the event, wanting to be a part of that. So we're going to have a lot of, those giant games. We're going to have some of that. We're going to have entertainment, of course, a DJ, music, and then we also plan to have a photo booths that, of course, my team, the Sisterly Travel and Picnics, is going to have. So that in itself is an entertainment. It's going to be a photo booth with a professional photographer that you can come at the setup, take pictures with your cake, with your treats, with the picnic setup. And that is, I would say, a huge part of the entertainment. You're definitely getting value for money. That $100 that you're paying to enter cannot even, cover what we are going to be giving you. As I said, music, games, photography. You're going to get your own professional photos to download after from our professional photographer, K1 Advertising, and a lot of other great persons are going to be there. And we still have some things coming on board that's currently loading with the entertainment team.
Okay, this all sounds so interesting. Now, this event is really catered towards women, but some fellas might feel like, I like cake too. So men very
I would never say it was catered to. I just think generally women like the aesthetic of picnics, right? And then men maybe saying, oh God, to sit on a blanket for so long, it's more of a woman thing. But we do serve male clients, and we do invite men. Men signed up last time, maybe sometimes they didn't come through, but this time we actually have had a few males who have signed up as well, and we're hoping that a lot of male will come to it as well, because it's not like it's just centered around, gendered. Right, it's not gendered in that way. Everybody is welcome, because there are a lot of male bakers too, and we welcome them of many businesses to come. And I also want to remind persons that you don't just have to be a professional, because I get this question every day. Do I have to be a professional baker to bring something or to attend? There's two options. You can still bake something and bring it, or we will be putting out a list of the professionals that you can order something from to bring. Because I said you cannot come empty-handed, because it's an exchange. It's that community vibe, and we want everybody to bring something. Men, women, some people are bringing their children. There were kids there last time as well. So it's men, women, children. Everyone is invited.
And I like how the you have this element of it where you're supporting small businesses, small entrepreneurs in the space by saying, well, if you don't want to bake, we could give you a list of bakers to go to, and encouraging persons to support other businesses as well on the island.
Such a nice synergy in terms of looking at it on the community level, ensuring that everyone has an opportunity to gain from the experience, if not just as a patron experiencing, but as a baker and also a small business owner.
So any bakers that may not be in the your group, your network, how can they reach out to you to get to become a part of this event or become a part of the network?
Right. So, of course, there's my WhatsApp. You can message me at 354-0575. There is our Instagram at Sisterhood of Traveling Picnics. And we are also on Facebook at the Sisterhood of the Traveling Picnics. And on TikTok, same name. And we also have an event page. And basically, any way possible, we will be advertising on all platforms. And you can reach out to me at any of those things. You can also email us if you are that traditional way at tobagocakepicnic@gmail.com. And we do send out emails to every single person that signs up. And we follow up with you with a WhatsApp if after a certain time we see you may not have, because a lot of people aren't checking their emails. I like to also remind people to do that, because people are signing up and then they say they didn't get the email. But we actually have, we send out I check the emails every 3 hours and I send out to everybody who signs up.
And if you check your email, people, and you're not seeing it, then it's most likely in your spam or something. You're going to a spam folder, look for it there, and then add them onto your regular folder from there.
I just have one last question. Are there any plans to make the Tobago Cake Picnic a bigger annual experience here on the island of Tobago?
Yes, we actually are hoping that it could be so much more, like an expo. Like, as I said, the main goal, of course, is businesses to, reach their full potential, find ways to bring in the business development unit, the tourism, all of the ministries to help businesses grow and to bridge that gap, as I said, between the clients and the businesses. Because the main original goal of this was to help bakers. So we hope that it could turn into much more, do an expo, have a village that persons could go to different bakers and check them out, see all the different things that they have to offer. And of course, with my business, with the Sisterhood of the Traveling Picnics, I want to be able to have more than annual. We're hoping that maybe we can do something for Christmas. That will be a lot of great Christmas baked goods. I think that would be amazing. And I think that Tobago really shines around Christmas time with baked goods and sweet treats and those kind of things. So yeah, we're definitely hoping it could be something that is multiple times per year, different themes, but still at the roots of bakers and picnics.
I'm smelling the Christmas already as she's speaking about.
I've seen the ham and and the black cake. I've seen it. But before we wrap up, just give us one last pitch for your event, that persons know where they could get tickets, who they could contact, location, date, everything.
Right. So the official Tobago Cake Picnic is on April 25th, 2026 at 12 p.m. Tobago time. You all know what that means, right? Tobago time. At the Canoe Bay Beach facility. You can sign up. There's a link that we send to you, and you can sign up there, and you can WhatsApp me at 354-0575, and you can email us at Sisterhood of Traveling Picnics or at the Tobago Cake Picnic. Find us on Instagram, Facebook, Sisterhood of Traveling Picnics, or if you just type in Tobago Cake Picnic, which I've tested on many different phones, you will see it come up immediately on Facebook, Google, anywhere. You will see it. And I believe that anybody should attend the Tobago Cake Picnic because it is a beautiful experience. Because the last time I know there are persons who said they don't eat cake, right? A lot of persons may be on diets, maybe watching things. So we're hoping that this time we can have persons who have maybe gluten-free cakes, maybe vegan cakes. It's a great experience, not just to eat cake and other baked goods, but to meet your fellow Tobagonian and have that community network with other fellow businesses and maybe find your next business idea or a partner.
All right, viewers, you heard that. April the 25th, Tobago Cake Picnic down at Canoe Bay Beach facility.
A sweet experience.
All right, I don't know, I might pass through. I'm not a huge cake fan, but there are some cakes that I like, and I like the name of I like the events, I like the ambience, the aesthetic. It's sounding like a nice, cool event to go to and attend and just meddle and, interact with persons and probably build some new friendships. You never know. You never know.
It's going to be amazing.
All right. Viewers, we have to go for a short break, and when we come back, we continue our conversations. So do us a favor.
Share the live, share the live, share the live.
We'll be right back after these messages.
TL Promotion presents Laugh and Live this Good Friday, 7 p.m. It's non-stop laughter at Bertrude Legacy Park, Lowlands. Special guest from Jamaica, Mr. Funny himself, Owen Blacker Ellis. From Trinidad, Rising Comics, Alan the Entertainer, and Son Son. And from Tobago, Amateur Comic, Bishop Terence Baines. Listen, this is a laughing matter. Get your tickets now at Den's Electronics, 2nd floor, Port Mall, Scarborough. An Island e-tickets or call 685-1988. At the door, you will pay more. It's gonna be a family affair. Laughter is good for the soul, whether you're young or you're old. So get your tickets now. You can't afford to miss it. Add some laughter to your Easter.
We get ready as the Conby Mount Pleasant Community Council brings to you the Easter Sport and Family Day. On Monday, 6th April, Easter Monday, we transform the Mount Pleasant recreational grounds. We kick off with track and field events, novelty races, Easter bonnet competition, the Greasy Pole Challenge, and the highly anticipated William Woods Premier Goat Racing Classic. Huge prizes to be won, and we can't forget the Kids Corner with rides and bouncy castles. At 7 p.m., it's an after party and a stage show by popular artists and DJs. Grounds tickets cost $60 for adults and $30 for kids 5 to 12 years. Pavilion tickets cost $100 and children under 5 years are free. So register early for races. Check out Conby Mount Pleasant Community Council on Facebook. 474-4661. 474-4661 for more details. Live performance by the 2026 National Calypso Monarch Queen, Terry Lyons.
I need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing.
Hop, hop, hip hooray. Easter money's on its way. Some bunny's getting a great rate today. Looking for a rate that's bright and sunny? Hop on down for some Easter money. 1% interest through and through. Because we see you at BCU. Apply for a 1% Easter loan and let's hatch something great together. Hop, hop, hip hooray. Easter money's on its way.
Trinidad, Tobago, and abroad, your chance to drive away in a brand new SUV is still on. The BHS Centennial Raffle has been extended to Thursday, 30th April 2026. And that's not all. Prizes include travel for two to Miami and Curacao, Tobago staycation, iPhones, computers, smart TVs, and more. Tickets still only $100. Get yours at selected outlets or at islandetickets.com. Details at bishopstobago100.com/raffle.
I think part of the problem we have, and this is not unique to cardiology, but this concept of checkup is going for review. So for example, women are probably better at, they have the mammogram, they have the pap smear, an older patient may have a schedule with a healthcare clinic. So a lot of people in their 30s and their 40s and their 50s don't think of our healthcare as being part of a proactive thing. So they're waiting for something to happen, then go to the doctor.
Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV on this station.
Somebody get the phone, go on the telephone. I get
I'm looking all through the party. I hope I find you there.
Coming up, another show-stopping performance from the Republic Bank Exeter Steel Orchestra as Antigua and Barbuda got ready for its own fiesta of color and energy. New ideas for Tobago tourism delivered at the Youth Congress. This highly rated property fits in perfectly with the vacation offerings of St. Kitts and Nevis, where the future of travel was laid out. It's all next on this station.
Tobago. It's Carnival. The vibe. The event space, formerly known as Shade, for the court Tobago. Said, let's celebrate Carnival. Bring your coolers every Friday and Saturday, starting from Friday the 30th of January till Carnival week, and pay $50 at the door with your cooler all night. No ice, no chaser allowed. Top DJ and artists passing through every Friday and Saturday. To pre-book your cabanas, call 369-6414 and 394-3612 or email iwamg@gmail.com. And this promotion is going on until Easter. Gates open at 9 p.m. It's rum, it's bacchanal. Bring your coolers and come.
Been down this road before. All that left is rum and bacchanal. This is carnival.
Our world is filled with rhythm. Rhythm that's unapologetic, infectious, timeless. Rhythm is commitment in action. It's how we show up for each other with unrelenting support that goes the distance. Rhythm lives in the tiny beats of our most intimate moments and the seismic roars of our biggest achievements. Rhythm is resilience in motion. So even when things go out of sync, we do what it takes to bring the rhythm back. At Flow, we understand your rhythm because we live it. That's why we're dedicated to building a network as resilient as you, with a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You're at the heart of everything we do, and our commitment is to keep your rhythm flowing, no matter what.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome back to the Tobago Updates morning show, and we have on the line with us this morning Endu BC Hall, who is the owner of event host Above Average Fitness. Yes, he is the event host of Above Average Fitness, and he is going to be talking about the National Triathlon. Good morning and welcome, sir.
Hi, morning, sir. Morning.
So tell us a bit about this triathlon that you are hosting.
It's the fifth of its kind. It will be held in Buku on the 21st, Saturday. There are 3 races. The first race is the sprint, where there's a 750 meter swim, a 20k ride, and a 5k run. The second race is at 9:30. It's half the distance of the first race, a 375 meter swim, a 10k ride, and a 2.5 run. And then there's the minis. We don't leave out the kids at all. From 7 straight up to 12, we do a 1.5 run, a 5k ride, and a 2.5 swim.
Now, for the individuals who are interested, tell us about registration and what they need to do to be in contact and to participate in this event.
So registration has been closed off online, but you can register on the day. On the day we take registration. Registration begins at 6 on the day. It closes off at 6:45 on the day. Registration on the day will be $250. We are now in Tobago. What we get a lot is relay teams. So we're looking forward to the relay teams this year from Tobago. The different clubs, send out athletes, and it's like bonding. Each one meet one, call a friend, join.
What has the response been like to the to this event? As persons signed up, a lot of signing up being done online, and a lot of interest being shown by the various track and field clubs or fitness clubs across the nation?
Well, so far we have 65 persons registered. We have 55 persons from Trinidad already registered. Persons are here right now. Right now I'm standing with one of the athletes. He goes to school in Canada. Say a word or two.
I think that the response has been I feel like it's dominantly Trinidadians, and I'd love to see more Tobagonians getting into it.
I was now about to ask about the interest from Tobago. Do you think that Tobagonians might be more interested in terms of coming out and signing up on the day itself?
I would say so. I think that doing sport triathlon is a bit daunting at first, and it can definitely be overwhelming to think that you have this big race coming up, but I think that on the day it might be more, yeah.
Now, Mr. Hall, I'm shifting the conversation back to you a bit. We're seeing on the flyer that it's being hosted at Buku Beach. Why was it important to use that location?
Because I'm from Buku, and Buku is the best village in Tobago. I'm sorry for being biased, but there's no other like no other. It's a multi-purpose village. You could come with any event and just make it happen.
Okay, and for persons who you said registration is closed online, but for persons who might be want to reach out to you, maybe may have track and field clubs in Tobago, fitness groups, persons who cycling clubs who might want to reach out to you to get some more information and might be interested in bringing a relay team. As you said, a lot of persons in Tobago are more interested in relay teams. How can they reach out to you?
So my number is 499-7275, 499-7275. And you could also reach me on Facebook at Above Average Fitness, Instagram Above Average Fitness, or on Facebook at IndoBC Amadi Michael Hall.
And in the Tobago space, what is the general interest? You said you've been doing this for 5 years now. What is the general interest in participating in triathlons in the Tobago space?
I believe that persons are willing because we have a growing cycling group, NSD. We also have, the swimming group over at YMCA pool. Hats off to Mr. Mosey and his team. So persons are interested. What persons somewhat shift from is, they think that a bike is expensive. But we came up with a plan. I was sitting with one of my managers last night, and we came up with a plan on how we could try our best and increase the reach for triathlon in Tobago. And it's just about not giving up. It's about believing in the dream and not giving up and reaching out, because then it's a persons who don't know, it's a persons who don't understand. So you're trying to reach them on the half and show them that, hey, there's another opportunity to get into sports. There's a sports where you're all wrong and you're getting a feel of 3 different.
Seems to be having some technical difficulties. Alright, viewers, we seem to be having some difficulties there with Mr. Hall, but it is on. The National Triathlon is on this Saturday at the Buku Beach swim, run, ride, or swim, ride, run. I'm not sure which order it's in. But there are three categories you have. You can choose from to participate in. So if you know you can't do all three, come out with a team, a relay team, and maybe you swim, the next person ride, the next person run, or however you want to arrange it. But come out and take part, get active, get your body moving, and it's all only for $250. I think that's quite reasonable.
And even if you're not participating in the events, just come out as a spectator to support the event, cheer on the athletes. I know there are going to be young people there, and our young people constantly need that encouragement and that motivation. So you can come out in your numbers and spectate as well.
All right, viewers, we seem to come to the end of our show this morning.
But before we wrap up Akinlabi, to our viewers, I want to say to you all, this is going to be the last time that you'll be seeing Akinlabi here on the Tobago Update screen. Maybe in the future, we might have the opportunity to see you again, but
maybe.
We want to take this time to thank you, Akinlabi, for working here with us at the Tobago Updates family. I know it has been a pleasure working here with you. I am going to miss you, and I wish you all the best as you take this next step in your life and your future endeavors. And I just want to wish you all the best going forward.
All right, thank you very, very, very much, Vanessa. It's been a pleasure being here with you all. For the past 13 months, I've been here for 13 months, and it has been a truly enriching and rewarding experience. And I know that Tobago Updates will continue to be great, it will continue to grow, and I wish the team here at the Tobago Updates family all the best. Viewers, our programming does not end there. We move on now to Good Morning Tobago. So do us a favor. Share the live, share the live, share the live. GMT is up next.
It is a pleasure to join you here in Tobago for this very important milestone, the official opening and ribbon cutting ceremony of Six Tobago. Over the past few years, Six has firmly established its presence in Trinidad. Its location at Piarco International Airport has served as a key access point for travelers. The expansion into Port of Spain at the Hyatt Regency Hotel further strengthened that footprint, positioning the brand in the heart of our capital. The establishment of Six Tobago strengthens that infrastructure. It introduces an internationally recognized premium transportation brand to the island, a modern, dealer-maintained fleet, and internationally benchmarked service standards. This is not only about renting vehicles, it's about delivering reliability, safety, and convenience. As Minister of Transport and Civil Aviation, I recognize that transportation is a cornerstone of national development. Efficient mobility supports tourism growth, facilitates corporate activity, and enhances overall productivity. When visitors can move seamlessly from the airport to their hotel, from business meetings to leisure sites, and across communities, the entire economy benefits. This evening's ceremony is more than just a ribbon cutting. It is a reaffirmation of commitment to excellence, to service standards, and to Tobago's continued advancement. It signals that Tobago is open for business.
The decision to expand into Tobago therefore came naturally. Tobago is widely admired for its natural beauty, culture, and hospitality. Yet beyond its scenic appeal lies significant opportunity. The island possesses tremendous potential to strengthen its standing as the premier Caribbean destination.
We need more businesses of this nature along this pathway within close proximity to the airport. And so we are happy that this business is here. I want to thank those who have chosen to invest in the Tobago economy at this time. and we look forward to working along with you in ensuring that the business does well.
That was a production of the Department of Information, Office of the Chief Secretary, Tobago House of Assembly.
Today we are proud to officially open the Roxville Political Computer Room, a space that represents growth, opportunity, and our commitment to empowering our community through education and technology.
Today's initiative that is once again being supported by the Digicel Foundation is indeed a record-breaking success. Not everybody can be able to buy a computer, and even though they buy a computer, some of them don't have internet. And there will be a space, a safe space, where they can come and do their homework and to be able to do their SBAs and to be able to ensure that they have a starting chance in life.
At Tobago, we often speak about Panyard model. A Panyard is not just where music is played, it's where discipline is learned, talent is shaped, teamwork is built, and young people is guided in a safe space and positive environment. This exactly is what Technology and Education Center represent. Just as a Panyard brings young people together around steel pan, this center brings them together around technology to learn, to explore, and to prepare for the future.
I am truly thrilled to be here with you today as we celebrate the opening of another Technology in Education Center, the 4th Thai Center in Tobago. Through this program, we aim to bridge the digital divide by expanding access to technology and the internet in communities that need it most. And with the invaluable partnership of Tobago, we have been able to go a step further, embedding technology within Panyards.
Just to say to the young people and all the persons who will be accessing this facility, you need to show ownership of it. You need to take care of it. And I suppose that in the not too distant future, knowing Mr. Hazel and the Polish Youth Club, they're going to expand on it when they look at how many persons are accessing it.
That was a production of the Department of Information, Office of the Chief Secretary.
You're viewing Tobago Updates Television. Tobago, broadcasting the beauty of this island paradise to the world.
Strong and the vibes is
morning, and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. I am your host, Chanel Felix. Ladies and gentlemen, you know whenever you see me sitting here, it's because we're about to have those conversations that you want to have while I ask those questions that you want asked. But before we get into this morning's interesting topics and conversations, let's have our news in 90 seconds. Together Against Loneliness was the powerful team for yesterday's World Down Syndrome Day conference held at the Magdalena Grand, hosted by the Down Syndrome Family Network. The event brought together advocates, families, officials, to push for a better integration in schools and the workplace. Secretary for Community Development and Social Protection, Ian Pollard, reconfirmed the Chief Secretary's 2023 commitment to job placement for the disabled this fiscal year and promised to address it at the next Executive Council meeting later today. Additionally, URP Tobago is moving beyond traditional projects to help put food on the table. Assistant Regional Supervisor Roland Murray says the unit is currently cultivating several acres of land to boost local production in staples like cassava and sweet potato. Secretary of Infrastructure Natisha Charles Panton joined workers in the field, stating that using URP labor for agriculture is a key pillar in the island's strategy for food security and reducing the import bill. And finally, tomorrow, March 20th, Tobago joins the global community in celebrating Eid al-Fitr. Representing 0.5% of the island's population, Tobago's Muslim community will mark the end of the holy month of Ramadan with prayers and acts of charity. The air and seaports are expecting a holiday influx as families travel to reunite for the festivities. And that was our news in 90 seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, this morning we jump straight into our conversations. Now, with allegations flying left, right, and center, and the use of the parliamentary cover for what persons will deem to be public slander, we have continued to hear a number of back and forths between our former Prime Minister and the current Prime Minister. We have heard a number of things happening in the space, persons even being called a jamet. And this morning we're talking a bit about that, and we're having that conversation with former Police Commissioner Gary Griffith. Good morning and welcome.
Hi, good morning.
Now, a lot has been happening, accusations flying back and forth under the parliamentary cover. You know, it's almost never ending, and to the point where you hear persons saying, is this country really a serious place, or what is this country coming to? Tell us a bit from your perspective what you've been seeing happening, you know, with this. Firstly, the accusations that have been placed on the Hansard record from the Prime Minister as it pertains to the former PNM government.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's a lot of difference in style, it's leadership style. If I was Prime Minister, I would not have probably said what it is that this Prime Minister has said about the PNM. I definitely would not have said what the previous PNM Prime Minister said about the UNC. And it's tit for tat. And people will say, well, why is it accepted? Listen, we have other countries in the world, they throw tables, they throw chairs, they jump over, they fight with each other. I'm not trying to justify it. As I said, if I was a Prime Minister, I was Minister of National Security, and for 2 years, I never had one negative thing to say about nasty nature to the opposition. My focus was on securing the country. And that is my style. So everyone has different character. In fairness to this Prime Minister, that woman spent 10 years of verbal abuse of the nastiest things being said in and out of Parliament about her. So probably she is frustrated. I mean, it is for 10 years for a lady to be accused of the nastiest things. You heard about it, the vomit one. Every single comment made in Parliament every week for 10 years was about go and drink all your rum and so forth. So, you know, it goes to the saying of do so and like so. It does not mean that because of that you must do the same thing. I'm not saying that at all, but that is what parliamentary privilege comes about. My take on it is that when the Prime Minister made that comment, I think she should have actually spoken that it's not the 250,000 people who voted for the PNM, because when you say PNM people are involved in sexual activities with children and involved in drugs, you're basically accusing all 250,000. I think she should have basically, if it is she wants to attack, say that the hierarchy of the PNM rather than the people who vote for the PNM or the supporters of the PNM, because you cannot be attacking 250,000 people. However, having said that, that is where parliamentary privilege comes in. But for this prime minister, the last prime minister, but before Stuart Young, to come and state about her being a jammit, it is hypocrisy at the highest level, because this man actually got into government based on that same type of attitude. You recall Emailgate. Emailgate was the biggest lie that ever came out in the history of Parliament in our country. He claimed he got information in a mailbox. He went to Parliament because Parliament is the one place you can lie and defame others without being charged or being sued. And he made statements stating that the present Prime Minister and myself, we were involved in plans to murder a media reporter. That is how bad it was. And we couldn't do anything about it because he went to Parliament. But he knew Parliament is the one place you can lie and slander people and say the same lie over and over, and people will believe it. Up to this day, people still believe it because they are dumb enough to see anan@mail.com is an email address. So everything was typewritten, given to him somehow, and then he used that in Parliament. Why he didn't go to the police? You know why? He could have been charged for wasting police time. So he went to Parliament, slandered a whole administration, and that Emailgate probably had a part to play in the government change it in 2015. This is the same man who wanted to go to Parliament to read out an audit report pertaining to firearms, where almost every single thing in the audit report were lies. No witness, no document, no data, no evidence, nothing at all. And without even speaking to me, because I would have shown all the evidence to show that what they said were lies. But he wanted to go to Parliament. I had to file an injunction to stop it. So Parliament has been the place where politicians can go in there, say the nastiest things, slander persons' names, because you have 200,000 on either side. Regardless of what you say in there, I am going to believe you or not believe you based on the political side I'm on.
But, with the global temperature so high at this point in time and the U.S. cracking down on what they call narco-terrorism, do you see it as being dangerous to accuse, the former government of using that as a source of funding to fund the PNM headquarters?
Well, yeah, you see, what it would do, definitely, it will be an eye-opener for our international allies. They would want to verify whether it is true or not. They would want to get into information to red flag certain persons, and rightly so. I could say that when I was Commissioner of Police, I had no intelligence or report of persons in very high positions being involved in a drug trade. I had reports of them being involved heavily in aiding and abetting gangs in getting state contracts, which could be just as bad because it's the same gangs that are involved in the drug trade. So indirectly, I did have reports of senior persons in the PNM being involved in that type of activity. But as it pertained to involving in child molestation and drugs being used to fund Balize House, I had no knowledge about that. She may have more knowledge. She's now the chair of the National Security Council, and she may very well give it to the police if that is required. But again, people will ask her, well, show your evidence. But again, with Keith Rowley, where was his evidence with the audit? Where was his evidence with Emailgate? So, it goes back to the saying, do so and like so.
Understood. Even as the government moves to fight crime in Trinidad and Tobago, we heard from Minister Sturge, saying, if you all don't want the Zozo bill, that we may continue to be in a situation where we're continuously in states of emergency. In our conversations previously, you have indicated that state of emergency is no way of fighting crime. Tell us a bit about, how those comments could be interpreted by the public.
Yeah, well, again, this present government is left with no choice. I always stated, as a national security advisor, when she first asked, I said no. As the Minister of National Security, I said we do not need it. And my last year as the Minister of National Security, we had almost the same crime rate as all of last year, when it is that the Commissioner of Police begged the government for a state of emergency. My last year as a Commissioner of Police, we had less murders, less violent crime than all of last year when they had a state of emergency, where you could have arrested persons. So I've always stated that state of emergency is and should not be used as a crime fighting tool. However, in this present situation, we have a Commissioner of Police for a year, I will, but listen, this is my son's toy car. I will eat this car if anybody could tell me one thing that Guerrero has achieved in the last year as a commissioner. Not one new unit, not one new policy, no bit of technology, no system, no program, nothing at all he has done for a year. His only crime plan is a 3-point crime plan: a state of emergency, a state of emergency, and a state of emergency. That is all he has done. He doesn't have the ability to think out of the box. Remember, he was middle management. So because of that, crime starts to escalate. Had it not been for a state of emergency, we would have gone back to 600 plus murders last year. So the government is left with no choice because we have a commissioner of police who cannot produce, he cannot deliver. Look at what we have seen from him in the last year. First, the government, he jumped in there to say that, the radar is an excellent thing and help them find drugs. But up to now, he cannot show the documentation or the feed to show that the radar pinpointed the drugs in the swamp. Then he said that he couldn't do a sting operation because mosquitoes will bite the police. Then police officers riddle a car. And then he said, I see no reason why it is these officers should go on suspension. He then is the only commissioner of police in the history of the world that will publicly tell the country he is recommending a state of emergency before the government approves it. Suppose the government said no, the whole country would have been in disarray because you have a commissioner of police saying, I can reduce crime, but the government doesn't want to approve it. The man has faltered over and over, and now he's making audio messages, attacking people because they're criticizing him. So in the absence of having a commissioner of police come up with policies, programs, systems, units, technology, the government was left with no choice. Had it not been for what the government did, we would have had probably 300 murders more last year.
Okay. In other news, we have heard that a popular businessman and Tobagonian, Mr. Warner, and his quarry is now facing 16 counts of money laundering charges. You have indicated several times on this platform that, previously you felt, particularly targeted because you were not willing to attack the PNM's political opponents. Do you feel like there's any sense of a political attack that's being launched against Mr. Warner because of his political affiliations to the PNM?
I would not say that, because if I say that, it means that the police service has now become totally politically compromised. And unless it is that Mr. Warner could bring evidence to verify that he is being targeted, that it is all a setup, that he's being framed, that can only be delivered in the court. And that's why we have to be so careful in the comments that we make pertaining to matters before the court, which goes right back to the recent comment made by the Minister of Defense as it pertained to Dina Sital's murder. So in this situation, Mr. Warner has been, there are matters before the police, there are matters before the court now. He now needs to defend himself, and we have to be very careful not to say that there's political influence. We have to be very careful to say that he's as guilty as sin. We have to be very careful, because comments that you make in public, it can cause prejudice towards the outcome, and these are the things that can simply cause a mistrial. So and that's why I'm very careful in the comments that I make. As soon as that matter goes before the court, we have to be very careful that we don't prejudice in any way any comments that are made that can cause any possible mistrial.
Understood. But persons would say, or have been saying on social media, the reason why we haven't seen the end of this investigation previously was because of that safety blanket of the People's National Movement. Do you feel the same?
No, not at all. And in fact, I think that is what caused my demise. In fact, I would be at no time. You recall a PNM minister, a government minister, was charged under my watch. So there's nothing that the PNM could have ever done that could have prevented me from doing my job. It may have been because of that caused me to be removed, because I remember there were certain things that I demanded in that matters will continue to be investigated, even though the civil matter in the courts had been cleared. And I said, no, I still have my investigation to do. Well, who told me to say that? I mean, there were government ministers that were pressuring me to give intercept equipment to a police constable, and I refused. Who told me to say that? They continued to be talking to me about certain matters of investigations, which they should not have. I thought it was rather improper, pertaining to government opposition members being investigated. So there were certain things, but I stood firm. So when people always, you look on social media, Gary looking for a walk. The one person that didn't need a walk, it was Gary Griffith, because if it is I needed a job, I would have done exactly what the government required. I would have arrested political opponents. I would have always cleared persons. I would have made sure that I closed investigations. And I didn't. I mean, even the Kamala Prasad-Bissessar matter with the plant-like substance, she was cleared because there was nothing to link her to it. So there are a number of different things. I was pressured, and I refused to budge to that pressure. But if it is that because of me refusing to bend to adhere to the whims and fancies of the then government, and I was removed, so be it. I could leave. I can walk now, comfortable anywhere in the country, and feel proud to know that I stood firm to my oath in office.
Understood. Just going back a bit to our conversation as it pertains, or the bit that we touched on as it pertains to the radar that was at the A&R Robinson International Airport in Tobago. Now, during the time of its installation and while it was in Tobago, the Prime Minister and other members of government were very they were trying to convince the public that this was or is a good thing for Trinidad and Tobago as it pertains to detecting narco-terrorism. Now that it is no longer here and it's gone, should we say that now Trinidad and Tobago is at risk again for narco-terrorism? Or can we look at it as just one of the excuses that were given to the public during that time?
Well, definitely the Commissioner of Police should be the person speaking, because he put his foot in his mouth it went right down his throat, because this man went and was blowing trumpets about how great the radar is. That is why they found the drugs, which, I mean, based on my military training, I said that didn't make much sense. But up to now that the radar has left, there's nothing to prevent him from showing, look, the feed here of the radar, this is what was provided, this is the report, because there's nothing to worry about anywhere. There's nothing to say, well, this is going to expose the fact of the equipment that we have that can assist in reducing crime, because it is no longer there. So I think that was the biggest issue, the Commissioner of Police politicizing the police service by jumping into a massive debate to try to justify the reason for that radar. The radar not being there, my personal take on it is radars come and radars go. If it is at the radar, obviously any radar that could provide some degree of support for our national security forces should be seen as value. If it is no longer there, what we need to do is to improvise. We already have a 360-degree radar. What we need to do is to fill the breaches. There are gaps in it. We need to repair that. We need to involve that concept of technology known as drones rather than the radar. Drones, I'm not talking about the drones from Toys R Us. I'm talking about drones that can go 2 kilometers in the air, could turn night into day, could lock onto vessels, could be able to lock onto a vessel going onto a vehicle, can pick up audio messages on that vessel whilst the vessel doesn't even pick it up, see the drone. That is the type of technology we need. But again, the commissioner, we have virtually shut down the police marine branch. We hear very little about drone technology. So there's nothing to replace the loss of this radar. And that is where it is. There's going to be a concern. In the absence of this radar being removed, what are we doing to replace it? You're not hearing anything because, as I said, a year now, this Commissioner of Police has not lifted a finger or done one thing to assist in national security.
Understood. Even as it pertains to the way members of the government conduct themselves, persons often say, how can we expect to have a law-abiding citizenry if members at the top are not, demonstrating the best example? With the consistent back and forth that we've been seeing between political leaders, former prime ministers, do you think indeed there needs to be a shaping up or a significant change in the way how all leaders operate, the way how they communicate, and just the way how they carry about themselves in their office?
No, I'll tell you why. Because we have caused this. We have put ourselves in this position. Remember, out of 600,000 people who voted, 560,000 wanted that. They asked for that. So nobody could complain now. You have 330,000 on one end and 220,000 on the other end. They wanted what they saw over the last 15 years on either side of the political fence. And I'm not here to criticize. I have the world of respect for both political parties. They've done immense work towards the development of this country. But there have been many shortcomings, many shortfalls. I'm not perfect myself, so I'm not trying to say that I am so much better than them. But 95% of the country who voted said they prefer that. So the reason why politicians operate like that is because they can. It is because the voters allow it. They know that the political leader of either of the two main parties can go downtown and shoot people in cold blood, and 90% of the country of those people will still support that political party. That is how it is. It is not a cult here. It is a cult. And regardless of what, there's nothing that is going to change that, because we as a country have accepted that. We have accepted that I do not care. I pay them till I'm dead, or I'm born at UNC and I go dead at UNC. And regardless of what my leaders say, I am going to support them. So because of that, it has caused the leaders to realize all I need to do is divide and conquer. All I need to do is to cut it down the middle, hate one side and cause fear, and just hope that I could get 51% and I could lead for 5 years. My concept has always been just the opposite. I prefer to unite a country. I prefer to find ways of us trying to be calm, collective, have a degree of mutual respect. Yes, you can openly criticize based on the facts, but not personalities. That is not what you're seeing now. We have a government minister. He spends every day on social media attacking people, saying the nastiest things about people. Good morning, Philip Alexander. How are you? And when it is you see people like that representing our country, how could you expect young people to want to be politicians? They will just turn away. They will turn a blind eye because they said, I do not want to be like that. Parents will not want young persons, their children, to become politicians. So guess what? The quality of the politicians will continue to dwindle, because people who are educated, people who have reached a stature in society are saying, I do not want to go there, because now a politician is seen as being nasty, being corrupt, being discredited. So instead of us trying to lift the standard, we as the voters, every 5 years, we have stained our fingers to cause what has happened right now.
Understood. Well, we want to thank you for being here this morning and chatting with us. Before we leave off this morning, is there anything that you want to say to our viewers watching this morning?
No, just I ask the country, regardless of what, there's still one word called hope. There's hope that one day, hopefully, persons can make that decision and put pressure on those who lead on either side of the political fence to do the right thing. Sometimes it is not the correct thing. It might not be the politically correct thing to do, but it is the correct thing. I just hope that all politicians remember that your oath in office was to your God, your country, and the people of the country, and not to your political party. We do that, and we would be in a better place.
Understood. Well, again, we want to thank you for always making yourself available to chat with us here on Tobago Updates. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break right here, and we'll be back after this. See you soon.
Go. It's a brand new morning, rise up.
Trinidad, Tobago and abroad, your chance to drive away in a brand new SUV is still on. The BHS Centennial Raffle has been extended to Thursday, 30th April 2026. And that's not all. Prizes include travel for two to Miami and Curacao, Tobago staycation, iPhones, computers, smart TVs, and more. Tickets still only $100. Get yours at selected outlets or at islandetickets.com. Details at bishopstobago100.com/raffle.
We get ready as the Conby Mount Pleasant Community Council brings to you the Easter Sport and Family Day. On Monday, 6th April, Easter Monday, we transform the Mount Pleasant recreational grounds. We kick off with track and field events, novelty races, Easter bonnet competition, the Greasy Pole Challenge, and the highly anticipated William Woods Premier Goat Racing Classic. Huge prizes to be won, and we can't forget the Kids Corner with rides and bouncy castles. At 7 p.m., it's an after party and stage show by popular artists and DJs. Grounds tickets cost $60 for adults and $30 for kids 5 to 12 years. Pavilion tickets cost $100 and children under 5 years are free. So register early for races. Check out Conby Mount Pleasant Community Council on Facebook. 474-4661. 474-4661 for more details. Live performance by the 2026 National Calypso Monarch Queen, Terry Lyons.
I need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing.
Hop, hop, hip hooray. Easter money's on its way. Some bunny's getting a great rate today. Looking for a rate that's bright and sunny? Hop on down for some Easter money. 1% interest through and through. Because we see you at BCU. Apply for a 1% Easter loan and let's hatch something great together. Hop, hop, hip hooray. Easter money's on its way.
I think part of the problem we have, and this is not unique to cardiology, but this concept of checkup is going for review. So for example, women are probably better at, they have the mammogram, they have the pap smear, an older patient may have a schedule with a healthcare clinic. So a lot of people in their 30s and their 40s and their 50s don't think of our healthcare as being part of a proactive thing. So they're waiting for something to happen, then go to the doctor.
Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV on this station.
Welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. Ladies and gentlemen, this morning we jump straight ahead into our conversation. I'm chatting this morning with Mr. Sean Anthony, who is the event promoter at Jade Monkey and Bar and Grill. This morning we are talking about the event that's coming up, reggae and R&B. Good morning, Sean, and welcome.
Good morning, good morning.
Right. Well, we know that the Easter weekend is coming up and persons are looking forward to being in Tobago, but everyone is wondering what is happening, what can they get into. And so we are seeing that Jade Monkey Bar is having this reggae and R&B. Tell us a bit about it.
Well, good morning to yourself and your entire team, and of course the entire world. Well, of course, Easter is a big weekend in Tobago. All right, and we have decided to jump into that realm to keep the vibe happening in Tobago. And of course, we know Crown Point and Jade Monkey is the pulse of Tobago.
Right.
Some seem to differ that, but Crown Point is the heartbeat of Tobago now, right?
Right.
And so what we have now is basically, an early morning kind of vibe. It's a breakfast inclusive event. With the likes of some of Tobago top DJs. But before the DJs, let me get into the food. I mean, the food is proper breakfast food you will be getting. All right. I don't want to disclose it. You need to come and I'll give you one. For sure, you're getting a good bacon saltfish.
Right.
Of course, we have some of the top DJs from Tobago, Mighty Crush, 3D and Snoopy, Assassin. What did I forget anybody else? Well, if I did, I'll come back to it.
Right.
And live performances by Isasha, reggae artist, international recording artist, Isasha, and as well as Ziggy Rankin.
Understood. And I'm seeing that the tickets are really only $300. So at the price of $300 and breakfast included, persons are really getting a seal of a deal for Easter when you look at it here. Knowing that most all-inclusive or semi-inclusive events around Easter time are usually, come with a hefty cost. Tell us a bit about why it was important for Jade Monkey to have this event around Easter and to kind of target a different time frame, because this event is not the usual nighttime event. This one is a morning time breakfast event that starts at 7 a.m. so that is hot sun, as we call it. Tell us a bit.
Well, of course, yes. I wouldn't say it's hot sun. It's morning sun. It's morning sun. Of course, you're in a cool environment. You're not outside exposed to the elements.
Right.
Right. So, but we decided, price-wise, I mean, we all know where we are in terms of the scheme of the economy, and there are other events as well on the island. So we want people to be able to, dip a little foot into their pockets, and it's $300 right now are the tickets right now. We don't want people to be wondering, $800, boy, no. So we kept it in a way where it's very economical to the public, and for persons to also get a good meal, because it's not the only event that we would be doing. There's other events happening through the year at Jade Monkey as well. So we want our patrons to come and have that affordable price, and still build a nice vibes and enjoy all of the amenities that goes with it.
Okay, and I know that usually during the long weekends, you guys have a number of celebrations that are happening as well. This weekend, we have a long weekend and several long weekends coming up, including that Easter weekend. So is this the only event that will be happening on that Easter weekend? And what else can persons expect from the Jade Monkey brand?
Well, I mean, I will say it, Jade Monkey, any time of the day, at the week, it is an event.
Right.
So we would be open as usual, create a nice atmosphere, nice vibe, tonight, tomorrow night, Friday night, Saturday night, any day. But this weekend, of course, it's a long weekend, so persons will be coming out. We had karaoke last night, which was hosted by Cassell and Shanika, and last night was a bumper. I left there after 2, and it was still going.
Wow.
So again, Crown Point. But throughout the next 3 weekends, of course, we wouldn't be having any event like reggae and R&B, but we'll be definitely open for Jade Monkey experience.
Right. Excellent. And is there anything that you want to tell persons as it pertains to where they can get their tickets? And because I know Jade Monkey has a good bit of space, but it has limited space at the same time too. And I know from the time the place gets too cramped, you stop accepting persons. So it's possible that this can become a sold out event very fast, like a lot of your events have been. Is it integral for persons to get those tickets in a timely manner?
Well, and you are right. I mean, so we know it's a kind of intimate, we're creating a kind of intimate kind of setting,
right?
Where persons, meet friends and meet people. I mean, have your breakfast, and you could dance and talk and that kind of stuff. But all in all, what we have decided was just to, again, keep the price at a minimum. Right? Keep the price at a minimum where persons could definitely, afford $300 for that kind of breakfast, in that kind of setting. We know it's a morning, but we have you covered. Right. We have you covered. You can definitely log on to Island E-Tickets for those early tickets, because you're going to pay more at the door, for sure.
Okay.
All right? But we encourage you to go to Island E-Tickets, and of course, tickets are also available at the bar. All right, so you come to Jade Monkey, Crown Point, and you get your tickets anytime in the evening or at night time.
Right. And so we're hearing that a lot of the tickets are already gone. So if persons are trying to get those tickets, then they should definitely get them right away.
I will say, of course, it's a first come, first serve basis. Right. And we know the space we're working with. And on top of that, what we also do to create a little more space, breakfast is served between a certain time.
Okay.
So breakfast is served between 7 a.m. and 10 a.m.
Right.
So you have that 3. We might, depend on the vibe, is go a little later with the breakfast like we did in the previous event. But we urge you to get your tickets now. Don't be left on the sidewalk of Middleford Road.
Right, right. And having to party on the side.
Correct is right. You can't afford to be missing that nice breakfast. And meeting your family and friends on the inside, and having that that reggae and R&B experience with the likes of, Tobago top DJs, of course, live performances by internationally known recording artists, Sasha and Ziggy Rankin.
Right, and as we know, most of those earlier tickets have already been taken by the foreigners who will be in Tobago for the weekend.
Correct
so
is right.
The Tobagonians need to get in now if they want to get in, right?
That's right. Now is the time. Now is the time to get in. I mean, I'm sure. I feel my phone's going off over the last 5 minutes.
Right.
I know as persons calling about tickets.
Right, exactly. And then you don't want it to be a situation where they say, well, this wasn't catered for Tobagonians, because when you look at the event, no Tobagonians are there. But Tobagonians, we take too long to get our tickets.
They're calling you the day off. You have any more? You have any more early birds? I mean, early bird goes first. Early birds go first. So, So we urge you come out, enjoy the vibes in the morning, Easter Sunday morning. I know it's 3 laws right now, and I need tickets.
Right.
Sasha, of course, we know live proper performances, top artists, top DJs. So come on out and, enjoy to the fullest.
Excellent. When we think about having that reggae and R&B vibe, we think of a more mature audience at the same time. We think this is a big people party. But sometimes, you see events, they market it as something, as a R&B event or as a reggae event, and then you go and then the music is all over the place and you're like, I left my house for R&B and reggae. So can we be assured that that is what the experience that we will be getting? The DJs have those strict directions that this is what the people are coming out to experience. And there's a way that you kind of mix it and dabble with other genres.
Like you just DJ too, or?
Right? They mix the genres, but keep it to what we say it is. Because people literally, I know, they prime themselves at home. You get ready, you play that reggae at home, and then they go there and you don't even hear one of your favorite songs,
Well, if you know the history of Jade Monkey, we are very consistent, reggae, R&B. And as you said, how the DJs, they mix it in between, So, the likes of Caution songs, 3D and Snoopy, Assassin and Kidani, sorry.
Yeah.
My apologies. Kidani, and of course Mighty Crush. Trust me, with those 4 DJs, we have enough R&B and reggae to take you out maybe until the night time.
Right. But you see, I am a bit with this 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. because Jade Monkey's open all day. So I am not understanding the time frame. I guess people will trickle out as the day goes by.
Well, in all fairness, of course, you're creating a vibe, you're creating an event, a space, and there's always a space for, trust me, have the morning people.
Right.
You are here this morning
I'm just saying, how persons like to attend events late. So you might have persons coming in at 11 a.m. and staying there until like 4 in the evening because the bars open all day. So this may end up being an all-day celebration.
If you're supposed to work at 9 o'clock in the morning and you're coming at 1, you're not getting paid from 9 to 1.
Right.
You're getting paid. So if you don't show up, you may not get any food. You may lose some of the vibes as well.
Right.
The prior vibes. You might lose also the entertainment. Which we don't want you to. So I'm urging you, come out. So as you said, it's a different kind of vibes. It's reggae, so you will get from, you're not getting kind of reggae, you're getting proper music.
Right.
And you mentioned big people, we cater for mature people.
Right.
So we have a lot of young, mid-20 mature people.
All right.
So, you have to give kudos to that as well.
Right.
But, yes, we are prepared. DJs are sharpening their tools right now.
Yeah.
The artists are fully engaged. They are ready and hyped to go. Maybe before the event, if I have the opportunity maybe to run have them call in or have them, video call in kind of vibe. So to create the energy.
Yes.
But it's all about Easter Sunday, April the 5th, morning, 7 to 1.
Get there early.
Breakfast is served between 7 and 10. All right, you're in a cool space.
Excellent. We at Tobago of this always support all Jade Monkey events.
And I appreciate that, yes.
Right? And
yes.
so we will definitely, we may even be covering a couple clips of the event. You never know.
I'll leave a space for you guys, don't worry.
Excellent. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you so much. We're going to take a quick break right here and we'll be back after this. See you soon.
Coming up, another show-stopping performance from the Republic Bank Exeter Steel Orchestra as Antigua and Barbuda got ready for its own fiesta of colour and energy. New ideas for Tobago tourism delivered at the Youth Congress. This highly rated property fits in perfectly with the vacation offerings of St. Kitts and Nevis, where the future of travel was laid out. It's all next on this station.
The Caribbean is more than just a place. It's a spirit, resilient, vibrant, and full of possibility. Rooted in connection, driven by community. It's who we are at the heart of everything we do. For over 150 years, we've been right here, invested in the Caribbean, its people, and its progress. And today, we're going even further. Liberty Business, rooted in the Caribbean, committed to you.
Promotion presents Laugh and Live this Good Friday, 7 p.m. It's non-stop laughter at Birchwood Legacy Park, Lowlands. Special guest from Jamaica, Mr. Funny himself, Owen Blacker Ellis. From Trinidad, Rising Comics, Alan the Entertainer, and Son Son. And from Tobago, amateur comic, Bishop Terence Baines. Listen, this is a laughing matter. Get your tickets now at Den's Electronics, 2nd floor, Port Mall, Scarborough. An Island e-tickets or call 685-1988. At the door, you will pay more. It's gonna be a family affair. Laughter is good for the soul, whether you're young or you're old. So get your tickets now. You can't afford to miss it. Add some laughter to your Easter.
Coming up, fets, pan, parades, soca. Yes, Carnival is in full swing. Artists from all over added their strokes to Antigua and Barbuda's canvas. A boost for these
Good morning, and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. This morning, ladies and gentlemen, we continue our conversations and we are chatting with Mr. Len Phillips, who is a singer and composer. This morning, we're talking about him being in concert very soon at The Call, which is long overdue. Good morning and welcome. Tell us a bit about this concert that's happening.
Good morning to you. Good morning to the whole of Trinidad and Tobago. And well, over a period of time, I have been asked by several persons, why you don't keep a concert? You only see it singing in funeral and little functions. When you come here, you sing one song, you sing me, sing two songs and so on. And we want to hear you in a concert. So I sat one day and I contemplated, I said, okay, let me answer this call. So I decided I would do a concert, and I asked a couple of my very close friends and relatives if they would want to be there. And of course, we had a very, very positive response from them. So we had people like Kashif Wilson, Delisa Wilson, George, Kinder Brooms, Anton, Alexander. We have other persons like the Melissonant Melodies, which comes out of a choir from the SDA Church in Moriah, the Voices of Redemption, which I am the musical director and arranger for. Also the choir director and assistant musical director, Mr. Jeffrey Lewis, is also there in the concert, along with Dalton Bear, the manager of the choir, who is also a singer. And these persons have decided that yes, we'll come and we'll do this, right. Because, and so I dubbed it a fantastic evening because I know what the content of it is going to be like.
Understood.
Right?
And how important is it for Tobagonians to come out and support this type of concert? You know, why is it excellent for the community and community engagement?
Well, not everyone would be my fan, right? And I have a targeted group of persons that I would have dealt with, because those are the persons, I mean, you deal with the people who ask you for your service, right? So if there are any other persons in the community who would be so inspired by this, by or the other advertisements and so on, they are free to come. One thing though, you know, the library, auditorium, the Scarborough Library Auditorium is limited to 200 persons. So it is very important, if you want to be there, that you get your tickets as early as you can. And of course, you can get your tickets from Bees Oven Bakery at the Port Mall, Gum's Bookstore at the, I don't know what they call that mall now, you know, I just say Sangsas Hill Mall. What is it, the IDC Mall? Or something like that? The mall just in the back up there?
E-Tech Mall.
E-Tech Mall?
Yes.
Well, I'm learning something now, because at one point in time, I think they used to call it the IDC Mall. But nevertheless, Gum's Bookstore on the E-Tech Mall. We also have Wilson's Music Center at Mary's Hill, selling tickets as well. And a couple of individuals around Tobago, members of the choir, the Millicent Melodies, Voices of Redemption, and etc. And of course, there's another thing. There's a surprise guest artist.
Okay.
Right, and of course, I can't tell you who the surprise is.
Of course not,
There's a surprise guest artist who's going to be there as well. One thing though, we have a track record, and when I say we, because I work in conjunction with especially Mr. Jeffrey Lewis. We've been around for over 45 years, training choirs and groups, having voice cultivation classes, and etc., providing song system, and etc., and all these things, graduations, and etc. One thing that we practice, is a track record that we have, we don't start our programs late.
Right.
If there's one person in the audience at 5 p.m., we gone. Because some people tell you, oh, well, you know, it's 5 o'clock, they say, you know, but, you know, they might start 6.
Right.
If you come at 6, you'll be 1 hour late. If you come at 5:15, you'll be 15 minutes late. If you come 5 minutes past 5, you'll be 5 minutes late. We start our program on time, regardless. And you are dealing with a very serious lady who is the mistress of ceremonies, Dr. Isil Mackenzie.
Right.
She do make Skylark with time is concerned. Right? We have already had our review, and she would have instructed me, and I would have instructed her, because I think both of us hold the same, we want the same month.
Right.
So we hold the same head. We like to start our thing. I like order. I love order. So if anybody is planning to be there 5:30, I said they mightn't start on time, change your mind.
All right. And tell us what type of genre of music we can see coming out of this particular concert.
It is going to be more of an inspirational content. And when I say inspirational content, some people might want to say gospel, but I prefer to use the word inspirational. Because when we say gospel, some people get turned off because they think a certain way, and we have different types of flavors of people who want to do gospel music, so-called. So I prefer to call it inspirational. There was a time in Tobago when we would have gone, sat in a forum, listened to people sing, really sing, right? And I think this is one of those occasions where you're really going to see and hear people execute vocal talent, as well as the message that's going to be with the songs. So it's inspirational. If you want to call it gospel, you can, but I prefer to say inspirational.
Excellent. And finally, let's remind our audience where they can get their tickets for this event. I know the tickets are $150.
No, the tickets are $100. At the door, you pay more.
Right.
I'm not going to tell you how much more at the door, because if all the tickets are sold and they are going pretty okay, we have to be careful how we allow other persons to come in, because we don't want to, we cannot cram the place.
Right.
That is not going to be good.
Excellent.
Right?
Well, we look forward to this event.
Bees Oven Bakery, Gum's Bookstore on the E-Tech Mall. You can also get tickets at Wilson's Music Center. You could also get your tickets at Bees Bakery at Richmond in Tobago. It's up in the country, and various individuals around Tobago.
Excellent. And finally, a reminder to our audience that this event is going to be happening on March 29th, and that is Sunday, March 29th at 5 p.m. at the Scarborough Library Auditorium.
That's right.
Excellent. Ladies and gentlemen, well, that is it. We want to ensure that you know where you can get your tickets from. We already let you know tickets are $100. You want to get those tickets early because there are limited seats at the Scarborough Library Auditorium. Well, this morning, this is where we end off our discussions. We want to thank you so much for being a part of this morning's conversations. We want to thank you for your likes, your shares, and your comments, and all that you have been doing and continue to do to make Tobago Updates the #1 broadcaster here on the island of Tobago. Remember, I am Chanel Felix, and have an excellent day.